You were not born to be average. You were not created to live quietly, think small, and disappear without impact. Yet look around, most people do exactly that. They wake up tired, they live distracted, they dream cautiously, and they die with potential still locked inside them, not because they lacked talent, not because they lacked opportunity, but because they never made a decision. Greatness does not come from luck. It comes from a moment, a silent internal moment, where a person looks at their life and says, "This ends now." Average is not a life sentence. Average is a mindset, and mindsets can be changed instantly the moment you decide to see yourself differently. Every great figure in history understood this truth. Edison did not stumble into invention. He decided that failure would never define him. Ford did not accidentally reshape industry. He chose to believe in a vision no one else could see. Lincoln was not born confident. He forged belief through loss, rejection, and relentless persistence. Cristiano Ronaldo was not born the greatest footballer in history. He decided to outwork everyone. He decided that discipline would be his identity. He decided that excellence was not something he visited, it was something he lived. And the same law applies to you. The world will never demand greatness from you. Comfort will never push you. Society will gladly accept your silence. That is why the decision must come from within. Because the moment you decide to rise, everything changes. Not outside you, but inside you. And once the inside changes, the outside has no choice but to follow. Your life is always moving in the direction of your strongest belief, not your wishes, not your hopes, your beliefs. What you believe about yourself determines what you tolerate. What you tolerate becomes your lifestyle, and your lifestyle eventually becomes your destiny. Most people never fail, they simply never commit. They stand with one foot in desire and one foot in fear. They want success, but they negotiate with comfort. They dream of wealth, but refuse the discipline it demands. Napoleon Hill wrote that desire backed by faith becomes unstoppable. But faith is not blind optimism. Faith is decision hardened by repetition. Faith is showing up when motivation disappears. Faith is continuing when results are invisible. This is where separation happens. Because winners do not wait to feel ready. They act first, and confidence follows action. Visualization is not fantasy. It is rehearsal. When you see your future clearly, your mind begins to move your body toward it automatically. Every morning, the elite rehearse victory in their mind before the world sees it. They see the work completed. They feel the discipline already executed. They act as if the standard is non-negotiable. This is why average people call them obsessed. This is why average people call them extreme. This is why average people never become them. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your standards, and standards are chosen. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is self-respect in action. When you train your body, you are not just building muscle. You are building authority over yourself. When you keep promises to yourself, you are not just being productive, you are teaching your mind who is in control. Cristiano Ronaldo once said, "Talent without working hard is nothing." That is not motivation. That is law. The world rewards consistency, not intention. It rewards effort, not excuses. It rewards those who show up when no one is watching. Most people wait for clarity before they act. But clarity comes from movement. You find purpose by walking toward discomfort. You discover direction by committing to growth. You sharpen your identity through struggle. Pain is not the enemy. Comfort is. Every challenge you avoid today becomes a limitation tomorrow. Every challenge you face today becomes strength. This is how resilience is built, not through ease, but through resistance. Gratitude grounds you. Discipline elevates you. Adaptability keeps you alive. Those who survive are not the strongest. They are the most willing to learn. Every era has its pressure. This is yours. Distraction is the modern battlefield. Attention is the new currency. And focus is the ultimate advantage. If you cannot control your focus, you cannot control your future. The mind becomes what it consumes. Feed it fear and you will hesitate. Feed it purpose and you will advance. Study those who came before you. Carnegie mastered influence. Edison mastered persistence. Disney mastered imagination. Ford mastered systems. But they all mastered one thing first, themselves. Self-mastery is the highest form of power, and power begins with awareness. Know when to push. Know when to rest. Know when to walk alone. Because not everyone is meant to understand your journey. One day you will look back on this moment, and it will either be the day you decided or the day you delayed. Time does not wait. Opportunity does not announce itself twice, and potential does not forgive neglect. You were not born to blend in. You were not born to follow quietly. You were born to rise, but only if you choose to. Decide now. Decide to demand more from yourself than the world ever will. Decide to build discipline when motivation fades. Decide to become the person your future requires. Because greatness is not found, it is forged, and the decision has always been yours.